Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Hello, City of Pembroke. My name is Max Gower. I'm with Candace Lacroix Johnston, and we're here with Dave Dupont, and he's a local blue-collar, everyday average Joe running for City Council. He's our first guest here on Pembroke Rubber Chicken Circuit. So this is an exclusive Facebook Live show inside Candace's group that she admins with a group of volunteers for you to learn more about the City of Pembroke and what the candidates are up to. And this is the Church Street Media House studio, owned and operated by management Tim Gould. And I'll let Candace start with introducing our contestant here, our future councillor, with a question and get the discussion going.
Yeah, so Dave Dupont, you're the first candidate we're interviewing. How do you feel about that?
Sounds fun. Rock and roll.
You get to set the bar, right, for everybody else?
Won't be very high bar, but we'll try.
Well, I'm sure it will be very high. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I spent most of my life behind the wheel of a truck. I drove a truck for years and years, and over the past 5 or 6 years, I've been doing security part-time.
Okay.
So I've done a lot of security work in bars and special events.
Oh, yeah.
Sab stock type stuff. I worked Sab stock the whole time.
And you mentioned that you were a bouncer at the warehouse, eh? Petawawa?
I'm a bouncer at the warehouse. Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
am. Great Canadian warehouse. Go there, guys.
Lots of events there.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got quite a bit of family around here.
Yeah, my wife, 2 daughters, and my grandson here.
Oh yes,
Yeah, that's my life. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So what got you into politics? Was it a catalyst, or is it just something that you?
I've been
always
wanting to
followed,
do
or?
politics for years. I just never had the guts to do it, so I guess I'm trying to get the guts to do it.
Very nice. Kind of on your bucket list, eh?
And before I get too old, yeah.
Well, that's really good.
I've been trying. Wanted to do it for years. I always had a big opinion, so tried to put my opinions where they belong.
I'd love to know how would you explain your campaign and how would you outline your campaign to our viewers?
My biggest part of my campaign is I hate taxes. I want to get taxes in this town lower.
Yes.
Wow, that's
I want to
cool
fight
with
to lower
that.
taxes to make this town more affordable to live in. Because people are having a hard time. I don't know.
I'm sure lots of people would agree with that,
Yeah.
eh?
Yes, lower taxes.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
I know people seem to like taxes, but I hate them. Let's drop the taxes and make Pembroke affordable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Pembroke being affordable. Have you lived in Pembroke your whole life? Did you grow
Pretty
up?
much. I worked out in Ottawa for a bit, but most of the time I keep coming back to Pembroke.
Definitely. What are some of your favorite pastimes? Like, what are your favorite things to do in this city or in this
Hockey.
municipality? Oh, hockey! You big time hockey
Well, I
player?
played hockey right from minor hockey all the way up to the end, and
Beautiful.
I was still like the Pembroke Lumber Kings.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So, how do you feel like with the life that you have going right now, and now, say for example, you get elected and you become a councillor? How are you going to juggle that lifestyle with your current lifestyle?
Well, the city of Pembroke would come second to my family.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's the way it's going to be. Family's always first.
It's reality, right?
But second place would be the city of Pembroke, and I'll be there for everybody to Pembroke. Right away, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I always put the family first. My kids and grandson will be first, but
Good. Well, it's a good commitment that the city of Pembroke could hold you to if you get elected in. So, on top of that commitment, what's one thing that you bring to the table specifically in your character or in your abilities that maybe no one else does, perhaps? What's something unique about
well, I'm bullheaded, so if I got something in my mind, I'm going to keep bugging till it gets done.
Hey, perseverance,
Yeah.
that's a really good thing.
Like the people in the council people will hate me, but I'll keep bugging.
Yeah, oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So on top of hockey, let's just get the conversation going because we do have a lot of time here and we want to generate more viewers. It's Facebook Live in this group and more people perhaps on their breaks at work can tune in. We don't want to conclude this too fast. Let's just get some conversation going more about the area. Let's talk about some really great aspects of the city of Pembroke because you're talking about you're bowheaded, you're so committed to this city. What is so great about this city? Like, why do you love Pembroke so much?
Well, I was raised in Pembroke. As a teenager in Pembroke, this town rocked.
Yeah.
So it was fun. We had lots of stuff to do in Pembroke. I find in the last 15 years or so, it's really gone dry, I think.
Well, what was the name of that bar? My dad used to talk about this bar all the time.
Well, I used to sort of spent a lot of time at Windsor Tavern.
Everybody's probably nodding their heads right now, going, "Yeah, I remember that place."
A lot of hours at the Windsor Tavern.
Really, eh?
But yeah, and then we had 2 theaters downtown. It was a great place for kids. We go down, well, you pick a movie, go to a movie, and it was just a great place to be a kid.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah. I find lately it's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that too. So, I got on board, and it was kind of a catalyst actually. And a lot of people are kind of opposed to the idea, but I love the dam. I know there's been a lot of comments on the Pembroke election about all that dam. Like everybody's bringing up that dam, and it's like, you know what? That dam kind of created a community in itself. And we all used to get together, and we'd bring pizza and just fish and compare each other's fish, and like it was quite the wonderful thing. So that's kind of what got me on board with this whole thing.
I hope it's not too late to try and save it.
I hope,
think it
yeah.
might be. But I know even as a teenager and a kid going down there, and
Yeah.
your first place you have to go fishing yourself.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
your parents used to go fishing, you went there to go fishing because it was supposed to be a safe place.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was certainly still a lot safer than trying to climb down the banks of the river, because
Yeah.
that's what we're expected to do now. And I've seen people slip in, and like there's been a lot of issues since those signs went up, those no trespassing signs. So it's been yeah. So that's kind of what got me passionate about the whole political thing, and not even. I guess the politics just kind of come with it, right? Because I'm like, who's in charge? Like, who's in charge of these decisions? Voted 6-1. Who are these people?
But who wins though? In that
Well, that's what I
in
mean.
that council chamber, I honestly thought
Yeah,
there was no debate.
yeah.
Like everybody
Well,
was just saying the same thing. Oh, just nay, yay, yay.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
Is there no passion? Nobody gonna stir the pot?
You're looking for more. You're
Yeah.
looking to stir a pot, are you? More discussion, right?
Yeah.
Or at least
More discussion.
transparency,
Yeah.
you know? Like, what brought them to the 6-1 vote, for example? You know? What details were brought forward that all made them vote like, yeah, we gotta shut this down, you know?
I know it's been there a long time. Maybe it needs some work, and that's fine.
Yeah. At least preserve it for the
If you're going
historical
to spend some money,
reasons.
fix it. Well, fix it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
What about other recreation hotspots in Pembroke? Because it's something I've been exploring for the last 6 months very diligently. Like, there's so much going on that we already have that we can make better, just like that damn bridge. Just like that damn bridge. And so there's like the marina. I love going down to the marina, and everyone's talking about the pool, and I haven't really researched into that. Do you guys?
The pool is getting old. I think we should,
Definitely.
if we're going to spend money to fix it, well, let's spend a little more money and make it.
Yeah.
Just revamp the whole thing?
Well, we have to revamp it. It is old.
Yes.
But in my mind, I think a wave pool would be nice. Like
Yeah, that I think
we used
would
to take
bring
kids
people
to
in.
Canada with a wave pool. Why not have one in Pembroke?
Yeah. Yeah, I know a couple candidates are talking about expanding the whole recreational purposes of the Kinsman Pool. Like
Maybe the
bringing more
location's
in.
not the best, but it's there. The building's already there. We
Yeah.
use what we have.
The location's not that bad though, really. I mean, I know it's more in a residential area, but that's also not a bad thing because it's easier for people to walk to and
Yeah.
from, and
Like, I don't know the whole aspects of a wave pool, but I'm sure it would be nice to have one in Pembroke.
yeah. Oh, that
The wave pool is where you actually have the waves come every
Yeah,
so
and Canada has one,
Yeah.
and it's really nice.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
That'd be a big dream, but that would be something that would really vamp up the pool and the whole attraction. And they're trying to make Pembroke into a tourist attraction more and more.
Yeah.
Are they not? I mean, isn't that not?
yeah.
Not lately, I find, but nobody's coming to Pembroke.
No, nobody's coming through on that. Maybe is what you're saying, but like, isn't there not written word about politicians wanting to make this more of
Oh,
an
yeah.
They've
attraction?
been saying
Quite a
that
few
for
of them.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. It needs to be done though, because like even when you go into Kinsman Pool now, it's you can start to see the deterioration of
So
it.
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
not so much for tourism, but for just our local, just bettering our lifestyle, having more access
Yeah.
to.
And if people don't have some fun right in town, spend money in
Yes.
Pembroke.
Yeah.
We don't have to travel to Ottawa and spend money in the city of Ottawa.
Good point.
Keep the money in Pembroke.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
as a blue collar truck driver, bouncer, hard worker man, do you have any art pursuits? Because like here in the studio, Church Street Media House, I'm very much into the arts and media side of things.
No, sorry.
Getting this together. As city councillor, though, would you support the idea of more arts and media and for students, like more arts and media groups and recreation clubs? And
I have no objection to it.
yeah, definitely. You just
I don't understand.
you might not be out there with a skull in your hand quoting Shakespeare yourself, though. Is that what you're saying? We can't get you out there.
Well, that'd be fun. I honestly don't know. I'm not objecting to it.
Good. Well, I like it.
Anything somebody likes to do,
Put you
go
on the
for it.
spot. Yeah.
So besides recreation, is there anything else that you want to really change about this place? Like, you obviously want to make it a more
I want
fun
to
place.
make it business. I want some factories in November.
Definitely.
We have empty buildings that I think should be something going on.
There's been quite a controversial question going around about opening up a marijuana dispensary.
I
What is
have
your take
heard
on that?
rumors about that. See if you do Smith Falls.
Yeah, yeah,
I
for
don't.
sure.
I don't know if I 100% agree with it, but if it's work, it's work.
Yeah. I think it's more so about promoting jobs to the area than anything else, because it's kind of one of those evolutionary things that's, it's a change that's coming. It's inevitable. And
I think it
we
is
need
coming.
to. I think we need to bend and mold to the.
I don't have an objection to it, I guess, in any way.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about it, but hey.
That's good. It's good that you don't know too much about it, but you do know that like.
I was a teenager, though, so.
Oh no, we all know about it. We all know about it. But I think there's a point to making it maybe making it exclusive to a certain area of town or of the county, so that it's just not maybe it's not promoted too much like any other drug or alcohol or any substance. So even though it's becoming legalized, we don't want younger than the of age. It would probably be 18 or a certain age before you're allowed to purchase that.
Yeah, I think it's 19. I think it's.
I think there's just so much extra culture and buzz around marijuana that it might be nice to keep it out of downtown core and in an industrial area
For
or
sure.
off. I mean, I like how it's on the reserve right now, and maybe keeping it a little bit, maybe not half an hour away for those consumers, but maybe in the industrial areas.
Well, there's a lot of abandoned buildings, like up towards the Uville.
Now we're
like,
planning on where to put a
earlier.
marijuana dispensary on the show, are we?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Do that.
Just a suggestion, but
Absolutely.
like there's all sorts of like buildings, you know what I mean, that have gone kind of
Really bad.
yeah.
Maybe you
I don't
take
know
it
if
down
they'd
if
be-
you're that bad. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, depending on the standards they're gonna meet, I guess. Like
Absolutely.
yeah. So Dave, I have a funny question for you. My husband came up with this the other day, but
Sure.
if you could be, he had suggested a balloon. What color of balloon would you be? But I'm like, why balloon? Just tell me a color. If you could be any color, what would it be?
See here.
That's a question.
Because the colors do say a lot about people. They really do.
My favorite color is red, so.
Red is nice. Red is angry. Angry. That's why you're a bouncer, right? No, I'm kidding.
We don't have to be angry to be a bouncer. We have to do it instead of serve
It's
people.
true.
Too,
It's true. Well, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
We help people too.
Yeah, well, it might be bad for the bad guys. But
Yeah. No, there's no bad guys around.
No?
No.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
That's good. You're ready for the job then.
Yeah.
So if you were a color, that's funny.
Well, it's
I love
legit.
it. I love it. It's good. It tells us more about your emotional side, maybe. So, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Emotions? We don't have emotions, do we?
Yes, we do.
We're men.
Oh man, I think
Do politicians
that's
have
another
emotions?
discussion. That's a whole nother discussion on the show. We can have that discussion right now about emotions. No, men
Don't cry, don't cry.
Speaking of
Hey,
emotions,
hey.
my husband and I were having this conversation the other day. I said to him, I was about to leave this live video saying, guys, politicians, they're just people too, and they have emotions. But I know that when you are selected as a councillor, I know that you got to leave your personal life at the door before you walk in. But I work at a hospital, that's the same thing, you know what I mean? Like, and same with everybody else, it's like leave your personal life at home kind of thing. That's great and everything, but the thing is we're all just human beings, we all have a big heart in our chest, and it's hard to like, especially if you have big issues going on in your life, it's hard to just leave that. Like, how do you think that you would balance, like how do you think that you would
But
balance
everybody
with
has
that?
issues in their life.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, that's life.
Yeah.
And I think you just go with it. Every day, step forward and try and
Do
make
you-
everything better.
Do you think that it would affect your decision making at the?
I don't think so.
No,
Like I say, I'm pretty bullheaded, so if I get something in my mind, it's going to happen.
it's
Or
gonna stick. Yeah.
How about a support system? Do you have a support system you can call on when you feel a little bit overwhelmed with just life going
That's a good
on?
question.
Family, business, council, if you get in.
I guess my kids.
Good.
My kids have always been there for me.
That's really good.
It's good to have a support system,
Yeah.
for sure.
Unconditional love.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're,
Or you can line me up and you can tell me where I'm tough too.
yeah, that's true. So you have two young ladies. You have daughters and you have a grandchild.
My daughter, well, that's my youngest, just went to college. She's
Wow.
off to
Congratulations.
Belleville. There, yeah.
Loyalist.
Loyalist, yeah.
Oh, right on. Yes,
Nice.
there's lots of students.
She did a big shot. That's good.
Yeah.
Showed me up.
What's the course that she's taking?
Paralegal.
Oh, cool. That is
Very
good.
cool.
She's going to do a big shot. So
Must be proud, eh?
Very proud of her, yes.
Absolutely.
That's excellent.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I actually took I took the 1-year police foundations course, and I think it's
Okay.
all.
Yeah, my oldest daughter did the police foundations course.
Oh, right.
It's security, yeah.
Nice. Well, that's good. Actually, Tim Gould Management, who's paying for the studio that we're having this interview in, he's residing in Belleville right now. So shout out to Tim Gould as a side thing. But anyways, I wanted to ask you, as you've been going to these council meetings, discussing it in the Facebook group, looking over everything, what is just one example of something that you've just learned that's been almost not a big shocker, but just you've obviously learned and grown already in this process?
Oh, for sure, yes.
So can you think of any examples? Just things that just wow, I didn't know that.
That is boring.
Council meetings are very
Council
boring.
meetings are very boring.
Council meetings are very
Yeah, like I was talking about, oh god, everybody that's serious with whole politics thing, they're gonna be like, these guys are just ridiculous. You should have like a Star Wars theme, you know, it's
Wow.
like everybody bring your Star Wars costumes. Like my husband the other day, he was like, what do you mean by shotgun Chewbacca? I'm like, well, obviously the person that's bringing up the idea is going to want to be Chewbacca. No, I would.
Darth Vader.
Oh, okay. I'm more of a Chewie kind of person.
Well, Candace, we've been talking about hosting right before elections or right after. We haven't decided yet. We've been talking about hosting
Like a party.
a rubber chicken circuit event party. Maybe we could host it as a themed like Comic-Con superhero. Every council member has to dress up
Maybe.
as a superhero because they're superheroes in our eyes, anyways, for doing
Yeah,
this.
right.
So.
Or dress up as rubber chickens or something.
Rubber chickens, that would be interesting. That would be
Yeah.
a lot of work on the costume.
It would be.
Superhero, you
You'd have
could
to be crafty.
You can put a mask on right now. Put a purple mask on to match your tie. You'd be good. But a rubber chicken,
God, you should have did that.
no.
No, that would have been perfect. And like, oh wow, this guy really is setting the
Purple. I
bar.
touched my feminine side. I think we're purple.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
he put himself out there enough by putting on the tie.
Yeah. Hey, my husband wears purple to work all the time.
No, it's beautiful. It's good. It's not beautiful. It's manly. We don't have emotions.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Why don't we? Here's a question that I'm going to steal from Candace.
Just go ahead.
Okay.
Nice
And I
try.
think we've already kind of touched on this as far as recreation hotspots. What do we really love about Pembroke? But it really is, other than all that, let's touch on some more. What do you cherish about Pembroke? You say you love it, but like let's describe that in more.
It's just my hometown.
It's just your
For
hometown.
some reason, that's all I know,
Yeah.
and I keep coming back to it. So that's basically it. It's Pembroke's my hometown. I want to make it better.
That's good.
I've seen how since I was a kid to now how it's I think gone downhill.
A lot of folks say that. That it used to be more happening and have more events.
I know when the new highway went in, things changed. Less traffic came into town, but there's got to be a way to put the jumper cables on and get some light back here.
It's funny because a lot of people say it's dying. A lot of people say it's being raised up, and I think that's where we're at
The
right now.
downtown core is looking better. The buildings are starting to look nice.
Yes.
So here's what's happening. There's two things going on. They're up Conrad Pool, Sleepo Property Management, and other just him alone. I think
very good.
I think $6 million invested into property in downtown just recently, and I think what you're talking about is we need to match that in the standard of the culture of the people of the
You'll see me
community.
downtown too. Do want all the deliveries downtown? I do.
Oh, absolutely. So
I deliver the chance lots.
So I think you're just saying there's not as many people wanting to go downtown right now, and maybe there's more.
I am getting a lot of. I know it's not popular to say. People saying they won't go downtown because they're scared.
Let's talk about that. They're scared because of people, maybe drug deals going on. And that kind of.
I'm getting
behavior.
lots
Is
of
that what
people
you're
are afraid of the clusters of people that,
clusters,
and they don't let them walk through with their strollers and their.
Yes. Loitering. It's loitering.
Everybody's
Yeah.
smoking.
Loitering in front of
I'm getting a
businesses.
lot of. Nobody else seems to be getting it. I'm getting the feedback. I don't know why I'm getting it. Am I the only one going to say something about it?
All the councillors
Wow.
are getting it. And,
So everybody's ready to say it.
Yeah, some other councillors have been speaking to me about this as well, and it's something that I've dived into personally. and I think it's just a matter of time. We need to continue to invest in causes like the Grind Pembroke. The Grind Pembroke, although you might see groups of people forming out there and loitering, they were people in general have been loitering downtown since the dawn of time, and I think what we need to do
most of the time was down at the old City Hall. You used to sit there.
Well, isn't it great that they're not sitting there in such large?
Now it's right downtown
Yeah.
and people want to shop.
Of course, and so we need to battle this delicately, right? And we need to,
Yeah.
I think we need to be sensitive to everyone downtown, because we're all in this together. Students, the elderly, the youth, the disenfranchised people in need of help. So I think, for me, it's a matter of like really the social culture and building up the social culture through what you're talking about, having a more vibrant community with more events, and also having those social and mental health resources. And we have, Turcotte Media, Chance Turcotte, what were we going to mention?
I was just wondering if I could make a point.
Please.
And,
Do you want to make...
I think David brought up a good point about how people used to hang out at the mall, and then we brought in government to say basically you couldn't sit there anymore. But
Are they enforcing the chance though?
He made a good point in that it might have developed into this bigger problem in that they're now centralized in the area where people want to do business.
The shopping district.
And,
See, at that point there, they were interfering with people shopping downtown. Now, especially the elderly, like my mom and stuff, they won't shop downtown. They're afraid to go downtown.
But I think the
Yeah.
parking is a big thing though too, because
But
they're having
parking,
to park a couple.
when you go to Walmart and not pay for parking, and not having these
Yeah.
bylaw officers harass everybody.
well, there's also the police do foot patrols, but
They do.
I've heard it commented that they're infrequent, they're not frequent enough, and if perhaps they increase their foot patrols, we could, if they want to clear up a lot of the traffic, the traffic that's
I'll be honest.
that's not really.
I think the police have their hands full. Pembroke is a small town city. It's the city
Yeah.
of Pembroke, but it's a small city to be having the crime rate that we do have and the drug epidemic that we are experiencing. So the police have their hands full, but at the same time, like as a community, we should support as many of these social resources like Phoenix Center, the Grind, mental health services,
Right.
getting people out of addiction,
Definitely.
women's shelters, and all these things need to be brought up as much as possible because
Yeah.
it's not enough right now. It's not enough as
At
what
the
you're
same
describing.
time, oftentimes, if there's a centralization of people that aren't really doing business, that are just loitering, it's not too much to ask that they just move to a side street, because there's always side streets nearby. And as soon as they're off the main
Good
drag,
I agree.
it makes people feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And especially if it's like what you said, they got the shoulders and they're not letting people pass through. And
What we're looking at
For
is
somebody like me, it doesn't bother me because I'll just plow through.
Yeah.
Not everyone's as big as you.
But I do like I have my own kind of testimony about this. I was walking with my daughter downtown, walking past where the Grind is and Giggling Goats. We were trying to cross the road, but and it was a weekday, so because the traffic is so heavy, we had to use the crosswalk. Otherwise, usually I'd just jaywalk. You know what I mean? But,
no.
Bad.
I know, but usually there's enough opening that you could. But I mean, on a weekday, it's so busy, anyways. Having to stand there in front of the Grind, there was a questionable group of men that were standing in front, and it just made, even in broad daylight, it was like 10 a.m. and I
And you
felt,
know what? That might be one of the areas of the biggest concentration, but
Yeah.
you only have to walk 2 businesses and go around the corner to get away. To get out of the way.
yeah.
But why should people have to walk away
People
from
feel
any
safe.
place in town? Why should people have to detour in Pembroke? It's like the taxpayers shouldn't have to detour away from.
No, that's right. And like I said, this is what I was suggesting basically. You increase foot patrols, and you just have the officers nicely ask the people, "Oh, could you just locate just around the corner here if you're going to be congregating?" And that would really solve the issue. And I don't think that's too big of a thing to ask people. Like I said, they just have to move 2 businesses
that's
over.
fine.
They're out of the way.
I'm pretty sure downtown businesses are feeling the effect too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They're angry. I think here's they're all angry and they're voicing their opinions, but they're all in support of the social resources that help these people. And I think when you look at, let's say an example, a group of 10 men standing on the street, which I don't think it necessarily gets that large. One out of those 10 men might be really the questionable person you're worried about. The other of them just kind of supports that gang style look, and and 4 out of those 10 are maybe active volunteers in the community that are taking a smoke break and maybe shouldn't be loitering. And then what we need.
Well, they're not actually allowed to be on the main drag. You're not allowed to smoke on the main drag. You have to
no, I know. I'm just saying.
Streets.
I'm just saying that what we need is an alternative, because it's not maybe like a downtown smoke pit, like a gazebo somewhere where there's smoking allowed, where people want to hang out, where there might be.
There are bylaws that you can't smoke. They can be closed.
Well, and here's the
I just
other
don't
thing.
know what to do about this, because it is. You know,
I mean, like with the like what they have at the apartment building across from the taxi stand. They have like an enclosed area, a wooden.
It would be great just to have a balcony somewhere, or a rooftop, not a rooftop, like a fenced roof, somewhere where people can hang out, but where there's appropriate security and not where there should be, there could be a surveillance camera. I don't want to foster more underground activity, but I know that there's a way to get downtown shopping district to feel safer for all those people that don't like to be crowded. I mean, you're right, in that block area, Church Street and Pembroke, it can be crowded some days in the summer. And so...
Yeah, and you know what, let's be realistic. Like, I mean, I know that, like you said, that people aren't allowed to smoke down the main drag, but it's never going to stop. I mean, there might be people patrolling and say, hey, put that out. And that's another thing, is they don't have any of those, what do they call them, butt-out stations? So a lot of people have been complaining about how there's a lot of cigarette butts left all over the road. But it's also because Pembroke has not really accommodated smokers in regards to having those stations for them to throw their cigarette butts into. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, you can say, we have a law against this, and but it's never going to stop them. It's not going to stop anybody from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I think that you're right. I don't think it's good to enable certain behaviors, but when it comes to smoking, that's someone's personal choice. It's just they shouldn't be doing it on the main street, breathing in someone's face.
Right.
So I keep saying, like, let's have a smoker's lounge, let's have a smoke pit. Downtown Pembroke is such a small zone that anywhere in downtown Pembroke, if you had a dedicated, ventilated outdoor area, you could even have it, multiple purpose space where a business owner could make income selling tobacco products or selling snacks or selling beverages. I don't know. I just know that the group, and that's what restaurants and bars are for. Obviously, is to hang out. But the group of people that are hanging out there need a bench to sit on where they actually feel they can experience the fellowship that they're experiencing with their homies on the street. Like we need that block to be nicer next summer for all these businesses that are moving in and spending this money to rent these spaces. Yeah. They need to spend money and rent these spaces and get our city flourishing with this cash dollars, and you can't do that unless there's shoppers that want to walk downtown.
The new council coming in here hopefully soon.
The new
council, we're going to get that downtown flourishing.
Good.
I definitely,
Thank you,
I hope to see a lot of positive changes.
Difficult to navigate, definitely.
Rather than money go to Walmart, let's keep money downtown.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially with us trying to promote downtown and everything like that. I mean, I always do try to support local instead of like going to the big department stores and stuff like that. It's just that right now with the way things are, with the parking issues and the loitering that we were talking about, sometimes sometimes you just kind of chalk you're like, well, I might as well just go to Walmart because I got to get groceries and I got to get toilet paper and I got to get, you know what I mean?
And not pay for parking.
And not pay for parking. But I know that they do promote where the city does pay for the parking.
Yes.
I don't know.
The bags over the meters every certain...
That's
like
long
in
weekends
mostly
or something, holidays.
Long weekend days, and the Pembroke Business Improvement Area, PBIA, they do a lot in the downtown area to make it better for shoppers. We just had Shop Hop the other day, and it kept all the shops open that wanted to participate open later in the evening, so that you could shop later than business hours.
Yeah.
And that's run by the PBIA, and they also do put bags over the parking meters, so you can have free parking to shop during that event. And I think it's once a week or once every 2 weeks. Not just on holidays; it's on a certain day between certain hours
and long weekends, like when there's a Monday or a Friday stand or whatever. I had something.
Lots of great local businesses in downtown Pembroke. I think we should take some time to talk about the local businesses. Right now, we're sitting at Church Street Media House. This is not a real local business. This is an art studio that is able to flourish because of many of our partners that have supported us. I've had support with my modeling students from the mug that you're drinking out of, Dave. That's Valley Proud. That's Ottawa Valley Apparel, and they're at Picket Fence in downtown Pembroke. So that's been a lot of fun. The Grind Pembroke allows us to do a lot of media and events through them. So I want to shout out to the Grind Pembroke. They don't only have a homeless shelter and a coffee house that supplies free coffee and by donation snacks and coffee, but they also have a volunteer base where you can really get a lot of experience in the community, whether you're going to school for DSW or personal support worker, whether you're interested in other event organization and things like that. The Grind is a great place to get in there and volunteer, so I wanted to shout out to the Grind. And then as Church Street Media House is, well, let's talk about that, because I heard a story where you were looking for us and you couldn't find our building.
I didn't know where you were. I drove up
Yeah.
to Church Street and I couldn't find the sign.
So yeah, Church Street Media House isn't exactly on Church Street. It's kind of like Harry Potter and Hogwarts, where it's like in between. How does it work? It's in between two numbers, and so we're not quite that. We're in between. We're located technically kind of like above the city here. We're in between the Giggling Goats Retro Sweets and Treats candy shop, and they also serve diner food there as well. And we're in between the Grind Pembroke. So in between those two hotspots. And that's on Main Street, that's on Pembroke Street West. However, the parking lot here, which is actually dedicated solely to the Grind Pembroke and the Phoenix Center, so don't anyone park back there, that's on Church Street. And so when I originally started Church Street Media House, I was at 222 Church Street in that building, and things didn't work out on that street for me. So we downsized to a studio space, beautiful brick wall.
Where's Pink Floyd here?
Yeah, the wall. Yeah, this wall was done by Sims Cleaning and Refinishing, and so
Beautiful.
contact. They're out of Deep River, but they do Ottawa Valley calls, and so thank you Sims Refinishing and Cleaning. But basically, yeah, we pulled all this together. Turcotte Media, your group, myself, and thank you for being the first person here. But that was just a funny story because I thought that it was okay to not rebrand, but to move locations. I didn't think anyone would be looking for us on Church Street. But were you looking for 222 or you?
I was just looking for a sign saying Church Street or something,
Yeah.
studios or something.
Yeah, we're a hidden gem in Pembroke for now, but we're not really out there to do too much media business now that we're more involved in the community and just raising up Pembroke through media and arts, raising up God's word, obviously. But we're having a lot of fun, and that was just a lot of fun to just. I kind of like how you couldn't find us. I think that's like kind of special. We're really just
After a truck driver, a delivery guy, couldn't find you.
Yeah, no
that was
kidding.
annoying. That was frustrating. That's cool. So thank you. That was a fun story. That lightened up my morning. I was nervous. This is my first time getting back on a show. This is Candace's first time on a show, and you're doing amazing.
First time.
Is this your first time on
You talk about the arts. Have you heard anything about the theater that was supposed to be sold to theater arts?
Hey, there's a good topic.
Let's talk
yeah,
about
let's
that.
talk about
Like,
that.
I don't know rumors about it, and for a while there was a soul sign.
Does anyone know?
Okay, so I know that the owners of Grey Gables had purchased it, and then the rumors that I heard was that something fell through anyways, and I believe it's up for sale again. Eh?
The rumors I heard is the city's
Lots of comments.
Oh.
That's the rumors I heard that the city council and everything blocked it, but I could be wrong. That's all rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all rumors. So what the city? So the
I guess
city
they want
bought it back.
No, I think does the city own it?
I don't know.
I guess with all the permits and stuff they have to get to redo it. Maybe it was too much to redo it.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, I did hear that they'd have to pretty much like
That's been
completely.
sitting empty for.
It really needs to open up.
I don't know.
I think that the one in the East End Mall needs a little bit of competition. Their prices are very expensive. They are, I will admit, the Pembroke Theatre in the mall, Algonquin Cinemas, it is very accommodating. I've learned this in regard. We were there to see the Meg, and we ended up kind of getting in a little bit late, so we were ordering popcorn, and they're like, you know what, we'll just deliver it to you. You get in there and not miss a show. And I was like, that's cool. Like, it's almost worth paying a little extra just to get that kind of service. I don't know if Cineplex does that, but anyway. But the prices are about the same. Cineplex versus Algonquin Cinemas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, it would be wonderful to have.
But
like,
that wasn't
theater.
going to be a theater supposed to be a
Dinner
play,
theater.
a play type theater.
A
Yes,
dinner
yes.
theater, which I believe would be able to host any kind of live music, plays, acting, but a dinner theater, I think, would have tables where you could sit in a bar. Isn't that what a dinner theater is, where you can also sit and eat while you're?
I really don't know.
Yeah,
I was assuming it was
Yeah.
a theater like play type stuff.
Well, that would make sense too. But here's the scoop on all this. As far as I know, whoever bought that and was originally going to turn it into a dinner theater is either held back or they're reselling it because it's got a for sale sign on it last time I saw.
Yeah.
And anyways, I'm going to be honest, I love the downtown core, but not too far off the downtown core, we have Festival Hall, everyone. Festival
That is
Hall.
a really nice place.
Theater
That's
for the
nice, yeah.
Performing Arts, and I want you all to know right now that Festival Hall is gearing up for increased activity this coming winter season and beyond. Like there is so much going on with more volunteerism coming to town. We're raising up that activism through Church Street Media House, through the Grind Pembroke, through downtown, and a lot of our art students, and we really want to start getting more events at Festival Hall and fill those seats because it's there. Let's use what we have.
Last time I was there, I went to see Gowan,
Yes.
and that was a really good show. Like I'm a rocker, so sorry, Gowan was my thing. And
What is it, sorry?
Gowan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that
I'm
about?
old school rock. It's
Oh, okay.
That's a rock band.
It's rock.
Oh, rock show, yeah.
Yeah.
A
So,
little before my time,
Yeah.
maybe? I don't know.
Now you're yeah, thanks.
Maybe. You
well,
just aged yourself, I guess.
Yeah, that's yeah. The hairdo did that, right? Yeah.
No, well,
Yeah,
that's...
no, I'm same haircut as you. I just don't hit it. I actually I took a lady's leg razor, brand new one that I
Oh,
bought.
you vic'd your...
And I
That's what this guy's got
I
going
cut
on.
off some freckles completely off my head. I'm pretty sure
Oh.
I was bit too tight to the wood.
Yeah,
But
right?
anyways, yeah, it's a good clean look. I like it. I
Yeah,
like
no, it
you.
does. You look like a motorcycle.
Well, I ride. So
Yeah, well, perfect. That's perfect.
What do you ride motorcycle?
Oh, yeah.
Do you own one?
Yeah.
Oh, what's it?
Well, what do you
kind?
own?
Well, it's all shadow. It's
Cool. Yeah.
can't afford my Harley yet.
No, not yet.
Oh.
Years.
Yeah, it'll be a long time now if you get on council.
My
Too
family
busy
is huge, like, Harley Davidson enthusiasts, so
I would.
kind of related.
That's my dream bike, but
Yeah.
I could have.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as the Ottawa Valley in general, we're in Pembroke and we're talking about Pembroke, the city of Pembroke. You want to boost up everything in the city, lower taxes, help out with recreation. What about the Ottawa Valley in general? Do you have any other pastimes? Because you do you get out fishing? Do you get out?
I used to fish a lot. I don't fish much anymore. Kids have grown up. They don't want to do it anymore, so I don't go myself.
Spots are limited,
Yeah.
too. Maybe if the damn dam was still open. Sorry, I had to say it. I had to
No, I used
say
to like
it.
fishing, and I still go if I get a chance. But I don't go much anymore. I used to hunt too, but that got too many regulations with the gun control and stuff.
Yeah, just lost your taste for it.
So I really just refused to spend more money on
Yeah.
than I had to, so I
Yeah.
stopped it.
Oh, no.
That was my pastime. Used to go hunting too, but yeah.
Yeah, we are big fish enthusiasts. We just went fishing yesterday, actually.
Yeah, we want to open up questions to the public. Obviously, we're on Facebook Live. Let's take advantage of that. We want
Yeah.
these questions to all be tasteful, and we're going to be filtering through them, and we can't ask or answer every question. But
Absolutely.
we've been going on for over half an hour, and it's been great, Dave. Thank you so much. So
Yeah.
let's just open up some questions to the public who is tuning in today, midday about here.
3 people?
Oh, we have 10 viewers
10
that I can
viewers,
see.
right on.
We have-
10
And I
viewers.
might have 3 voters there right now.
Yeah, so I believe that whatever questions have already been asked or whatever comments have been dropped, I can't view them since my last comment that says hello. So right now we only have J-Man there. He's
Mine's pretty leggy, too, actually.
just commenting. But J-Man, anyone else watching? Tim,
How's it going, man?
oh, do you want to give me something there, Chance? Chance of Turcotte Media is really running such a multi-show here.
I'm not sure how many have been posted so far, but you can start with 9 if you want in there.
Oh,
Private
you're-
messages.
yes, I have questions for you that have been coming in for a little while. Well done, Dave. Mike Corrigan. Thanks, Mike Corrigan. So we're getting positive comments here, everyone. We're taking a minute to look at the comments and to look at some of the questions that have come in through email, and because we're here on Facebook Live to include the public. Does anyone need a refill on water or coffee?
No, I'm good.
All right, let me get my messenger here. I know there's been some questions coming through
It's
messenger.
the purple tie. There we go.
You got people going on some real good questions. Some of these are very thorough, so if you just don't know, you can say that, but let's just talk about it anyways. Let's just be like, oh, I don't know, but let's talk about it. Do you believe the government or the private citizenry is a better vehicle for solving social ills in this city?
private citizen.
Yeah.
I'm very private. I don't like anything government does. Costs too much. There's too much bureaucracy. Is that the word?
Yes.
Too much BS.
I like that. I like that answer. You're straightforward and.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a straightforward guy.
Hey, it's all about transparency,
Yeah.
right? Just be exactly how you feel.
Like,
Who you
to
are.
me, government is just over-regulated and just
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I'm trying to hold back here. I'm like, I can be a real spitfire at times. Real spitfire. I'm like, I'm live right
what
now.
are we talking about here? What are some examples of these societal ills and things that we could be working out in, privately instead of government? Like, are we talking about mental health? Are we talking about backyard chickens? What are we like? You know what I mean? Like,
I heard something about backyard chicken.
I like
don't
that
know about
idea.
that.
Yes.
backyard chickens on the rubber chicken. circuit.
Chicken.
What?
Oh, there's a fun, eh?
I don't know.
No, seriously, I think that it's a great idea because with the what is the word when they like increase the cost of grocery? Anyway,
Inflation.
and there we go. Thanks, Dave.
That's
Jeez.
pretty
There
basic.
you go, man. You're smart.
Inflation of grocery costs and eggs in itself. Why not have backyard chickens? Like I know that the scent might be able to.
Is there a
like,
set?
I know
I
that-
really don't know nothing about farming.
When,
But
like,
is
if
there a
you
scent to it?
if you clean up after your chickens, it's mild. You
Well,
know.
there-
As far as the scent goes, people have dogs. So.
Well, that's true. That's very true. But I personally, I would
That would be
get
nice to look at chickens. I think they're nice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about a rooster. Can you imagine? It's like shut
That'd be
up,
great.
Yeah,
chicken.
I don't think a rooster would be typical of most cities.
No.
Backyard chicken.
Can you
So if
imagine?
it's just going to be something to have a few fresh eggs, I have no objection to that.
No,
Yeah,
well,
it would just be for hens.
yeah.
Yes.
Like right now, I know they only allow it, on farming land, but why not in the city too?
And I'm not sure about this. I guess we're all kind of unversed on the topic.
Oh, we got some questions.
I think you could have meat birds. Like they necessarily.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, well, it's where you raise up your own chickens and get them.
They're not allowed. They're not roosters all the time.
No.
right? No.
No.
That would be another great thing.
Are they rooster? I thought they were hens that are meat chickens.
I heard that the hens are too tough. The meat.
Oh, really,
You
eh?
usually use the male,
Oh.
but whether or not they have to.
Well,
use
tough meat
roosters,
is good,
I don't
though.
know. But if it was just hens,
Like hunting.
I would propose 4 would be nice. I mean, I think I've
Yeah.
read it. 2 is
It's a good
maybe
number.
typical. 2 is maybe typical with a lot of cities, but
You'd have every little
like
girl,
to have a good
teenage
amount of
girl
eggs,
getting little chickies for their pets. They'd have everybody would get little chickens as pets as
Oh,
gifts.
it'd be cute.
That would be, I really don't have an objection with it. I don't think.
I don't have any objections.
there's actually a lady online, Laura Hannock, and she was responsible for implementing the project in another city.
Okay.
And she would be. I'd like to advise all the council members to consult with her, and I think she would.
That actually sounds really interesting. If chicken.
She would. She knows a lot
Freshly-
more on the topic than I do.
Are you
We
gonna
got-
ask the question,
I'll pull up the one from Jan.
G-Man?
No, I'll pull up the one from J. Oh, J-Man asked the first question. You go ahead. Ask J-Man.
No, Jan did actually.
No, J-Man
What
asked
would you
one.
do to attract owner-managed businesses to downtown Pembroke and bring in outside investment in its development?
Well, first off, you have to lower taxes, lower the BS, and
Yeah.
I just basically kiss royal ass to get people downtown. Do
Yeah.
whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you have to go down and hold her hand and kiss,
Yeah. So like outside investments. Outside
yes, you have
investments
to
as
get
well.
people from.
Yeah, get money in this town.
I guess there's ways of doing things online. If somebody's looking to relocate a place,
I'm doing some.
you go and you get them.
outside investors.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah,
If-
I know Corey Nagora was talking about that in regards to a recreational center partnering up with the military.
That would be
Partner
nice.
with anybody.
I mean, it would be because it makes sense because a lot of the soldiers are actually
Yeah.
here in Pembroke. It would be nice because I know myself. I've gone to Don Donald Hall quite a bit, and it's like full a lot of the time. It really is. There's a lot of people, so why not
It
just
is now.
spread it out and
But even if something happens in the Laurentian Valley, it's still going to benefit Pembroke. if we team up with Red Valley and put a big show on,
Yeah.
why would not? It could have benefited us too.
Yeah, and I don't see why not. I don't know the logistics in
We're
it.
supposed to be all one big happy family. I mean, I can just.
Yeah.
If
Well,
if
they
if you
use
get
our
a big
facilities.
concert,
We use their
Yeah.
facilities. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure they still do it for hockey. Charge kids more from Retro Valley to play in Pembroke.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
I know
Because
when my kids played hockey.
there's a fee.
There was an extra fee for
Yeah.
people from Retro Valley, which was I thought was stupid.
Yeah, there is definitely a fee because I was just talking to one of my colleagues about that the other day. She signed her child up for hockey, and they said, "Oh yeah, there's like this extra fee because I live in Laurentian Valley, but I'm utilizing, you know, Pembroke services." So it's
We're all.
but that just that's going to create the opposite effect of what we really want, you know?
We should, if we work together as a team, we can make this whole area great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's my take on it too.
Yeah. Everybody seems to be bickering amongst all different municipalities. Well, I don't understand why. Just work
I
together.
don't know either, and honestly, I like this whole political thing.
If the
is
big
new,
factory
so-
opened up in Retro Valley, would that benefit us too?
You would think so.
Like it would bring people in. People would move to Pembroke if the taxes were low enough. They could
Yeah.
buy a house.
Yeah, and everybody's moving to Laurentian Valley right now because of their awesome reputation for lower taxes. You know, like, yeah.
If Pembroke was twice reasonable to live here, the average person would stay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And our kids would stay. Like my kids, my young daughter's gone, she probably won't go back.
Yeah.
She's held on, she won't come back to Pembroke.
But you know what one of the big issues is job opportunities. Like, I'm a millennial, and I'm raising a family. I've got 2 kids and one on the way. Just got married, and like, I work at the hospital. He's a car salesman at LaPointe's. But like, I mean, there is very few jobs out there. There is, and the hospital. I'm going to be careful with this one, but anyway, the hospital. You know, there's a lot of opportunities that at the hospital, like jobs that are going away because now what they're doing is contracting out to the bigger businesses in the bigger cities. But that's all I'm going to say about that.
I did a short stint at the parking lot there in the hospital. I worked
The parking authority.
there. I did a short stint there.
Oh yeah.
I don't agree with the parking at the
I
hospital.
don't either. Let's talk about that.
That was the first place I got hit by a walker.
Oh really?
I had a guy pick up a walker and throw a walker at me.
Oh. Go wait. Oh my
My first
god.
taste of security, I guess.
There was a comment on Facebook earlier in one of the groups that they were angry about the elderly having to walk. That some people couldn't afford parking or couldn't get in because the parking was full, and then they had to walk.
And there was a lot of people who abused it too. I noticed that to get the younger kids coming in, parking in. I guess they had it on me daddy's handicap sticker,
Oh, that.
and they park in the handicap spots, and you know they're playing the game, and somebody who actually needs it is walking from across the parking lot.
Yeah, well, in that case, when anyone's taking advantage of a system where they don't need something, or they're taking someone else's ID card or handicap sign, that's definitely not good.
Yeah.
I hope, and I even know, like, I had a family member that used to drive over the curb just to avoid the park lane, just drive his truck over.
On McKay Street?
No, in my hometown.
Oh, in your hometown. Okay, I
Okay.
was gonna say I've
Yeah.
seen a couple people do
I don't
that.
blame them.
That's certainly something you would do too someday.
No.
Just kidding. No, it's good. Well,
Well, just a sec here now. J-Man has a
Oh.
question. He has a couple questions.
of course he does.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. How would you
Very
bring revenue to the city with raising taxes?
I would never raise taxes.
Okay,
Just straight up.
Straight
Never raise taxes. You could put a gun to my head and I won't raise taxes.
that's a trick question you passed. And the second question was, how would you attract businesses that bring more than 100 plus jobs? That's a good question.
Kiss ass.
Kiss ass with the companies.
You go
Come on in.
if Toyota wants to come to Pembroke, like they talked about 20 years ago.
Yeah, because they're considered Petawawa, are they not? Toyota?
No, Japanese Toyota.
No,
The
I know.
car
But,
dealer.
yeah.
No, they didn't. To make the manufacturers in.
Oh.
When I was a
okay.
kid, Toyota was supposed to move to Pembroke, the factory.
Oh, really?
That they were going to build the cars here.
Oh, wow.
So if there's a rumor about that coming into town, you got to go there. You got to do some royal.
Well, that would be an awesome
that's
opportunity
that's
for jobs.
25 years ago, whatever.
And obviously that didn't. What didn't that go through? Like what happened there?
I guess same old BS, taxes, and regulate everything.
Yeah, but I think we got to get over that hump because obviously the whole tax thing, like, well, you know, it's going to raise too high a taxes and not bring it in. Well, we're eventually just going to die, right? Like, we got to.
But you have to go. I think we have to just do whatever it takes. If it means no taxes for a company for 5 years or something, do it. Get them here. Get the 200 or 300 people working.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't want to raise taxes for businesses coming in, and you don't want to raise taxes for
I
citizens.
don't tax, period.
No taxes raised, anyone.
There-
Well, that leaves out this question here from another viewer. Will you hold the line on current levels
No,
of
I break the
taxation?
freaking line.
Break the line, go
There's a
break
line,
down.
Chuck. There's a
Basically,
line to happen,
yeah.
too.
You're saying with you, you're going to work to make sure it doesn't go up at all. It only goes down.
Well, I would never vote for a tax increase,
So-
never. Or a fee increase or any other kind of
But let
BS.
me-
They're trying to say they're.
Then let me ask this question. Then, without increasing taxes, do you believe more money should be invested in our roads? And if yes, how would you acquire the funding for that?
Well, once you start getting more businesses coming in, get more people in Pembroke to start working here, things will blossom. You'll be able to do more events, and then you'll have more money coming in.
So you like events? You're an event
I
man?
like. I'm a rocker.
Yeah.
I like to
We'll
see
get
some
along.
rock shows here.
We'll get along very well.
Rock shows.
I don't know. I want rock.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people would relate there.
Street
Like, I know we would just put the country shows on, and that's good. I don't know if there's a film place or not. I don't know. Whatever. Anything. I don't
Yes.
care.
Well, we have Festival Hall. We have the amphitheater. We have downtown, beautiful city street.
And we have
street
some great
parties.
talent in Pembroke.
Oh, so much.
There are some super singers in Pembroke. I've seen Chance. He's really good.
Yes.
We get him on stage, buddy. Go on.
Yes. The whole Turcotte family is a
Yeah.
family of musicians and artists.
Let's promote what we have in Pembroke. Get down along with some big names, and let's rock this town.
Yeah, and what about J-Man has another question. Oh, you're just full of questions, eh?
Hey, look, you know,
So, J-Man, with the animal control contract coming up for
I can't
after
say,
this
J-Man.
election, what is your plan?
I can't say. I have been warned.
Oh,
I can't comment. Sorry. Sorry,
that's
J-Man.
controversial.
Cool. You can't comment on the animals. That's
I
cool.
cannot. I have been.
Now, does
warned.
that fall under the same? Because I know somebody wants to bring a bylaw to expand.
If I'm in, J-Man, I'll comment. Don't worry.
You can
Get me go to the end. I'll make my comments me.
Chance.
So, what about the reptile?
Yeah, maybe more.
Because I know that there's a reptile ban. There's a reptile
Yeah, I
ban
think
that's
that would be
coming.
more.
Or sorry. There's a reptile ban for reptiles that are that exceed a certain size, but a lot of people now. I think it's to keep under that size, but they want to introduce more species of reptiles into the town. What's your take on that? Like,
What's wrong with it?
well,
I guess sometimes I see those big boa constrictors, and then it was not
that I
issues
can
with
understand.
them.
Ooh, I hate snakes. but see, okay, for example, my husband, he had a ball python named Monty, and Monty was
Python, right?
yeah, I know, is that good? So Monty was 5 feet, and Michael's from North Bay, so when he came in, like in North Bay, it's legal, but here it's illegal. So he ended up. Once he got word that it was going up against the bylaw, he had to surrender it to the local.
Like I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't think there's an issue with it.
And there's a lot of opinions. Like there's so many.
Like I personally don't think I want a snake, but if somebody wants a snake, go for it.
Yeah, I know.
Who
there's
am I to tell somebody you can't have what you want?
Yeah, because a lot of people are passionate about reptiles. I know it's been a question going around quite a bit lately.
Very. Somebody else do what you want. Somebody wants to let have a snake. Have a snake, I guess. I don't know.
So you're not really neither here nor there about it.
I would want one myself. But
But if it would.
I'm not going to take anybody's freedom away. I don't like taking freedoms away from anybody.
Yeah. So if it was brought up, say at the council table.
Unless
You would-
it's something, 50 feet long. I don't know how many
Wow,
snakes
yeah.
get, but
Anaconda.
I've watched those movies. I know they're pretty scary, but
Yeah.
I'm not really into them because if my neighbor had one, I'd probably be terrified of the snake escaping.
is that
That's all.
That probably is a thing. I don't. Was it? I don't know one way or the other for that. I hate taking people's rights away though. The people should have freedom to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And
I agree too. As long as it's in the proper containment, What are you doing?
I'm just doing a live video on my personal Facebook profile to invite more of my friends to your exclusive group.
Well,
view
aren't
our
you
show.
just tech savvy?
Well, I am, and what I wanted to do is take this opportunity, since we've been going for a whole hour already here at Church Street Media House in the
I
studio.
haven't broke the cameras yet.
I'm just
You
getting
haven't broken
started.
cameras.
Oh, jeez.
Let's show my friends.
Are we
on
still
Facebook.
live?
We're live on all accounts here.
We're live.
All right, everyone, this is Candace Lacroix Johnson, my co-host. This is Dave Dupont, currently running for City Council here in Pembroke, Ontario. And if you're a friend of mine in any city and a supporter of Church Street Media House and our objectives here to raise up downtown Pembroke, I want you to tune in for the second hour by following the link above and asking to join this exclusive group for the elections. So the reason I'm pumping up this now is because we've been on for 1 hour already. We're going to be going on for another second, not a full hour, but we have up to an hour. We need to take an intermission though, guys. We
Yeah.
have to take an intermission, invite more questions and comments into the group above if you want to join that group. And there are questions and comments that you can ask freely to Dave Dupont. We're going to ask him all of the questions that are tasteful and appropriate.
Yes.
And
No, I think that's okay.
oh, he's just good with anything, guys. Just sling it at him. Just
There's only one thing I
throw it
can't
at
touch
him.
on, and that's
And tell us how we're doing because we're all
Yes.
very
Amateurs.
new at this.
We're called
amateurs.
We're all amateurs, right, Dave?
Yeah. We want to know if we
First
should
timer,
keep doing
but-
this. Should we keep doing this?
Yes, we
Or
should keep doing this.
Should we keep doing this?
Yes, we should keep doing this. Dave here, everyone, just to get to know Dave Dupont a little bit, got to know him a little bit. He's a very friendly guy, local truck driver, bouncer. He cares about the community. He cares about recreation, lowering taxes, making businesses want to come to Pembroke and stay in Pembroke. And he's your average, everyday, blue-collar, hard-working Joe. So
And that's a good thing because
that's
you
good.
can relate to all the
Get
public
along.
out there. Like, there's nothing fancy, you know?
So,
Yeah, fast.
Well, you're fancy. He's got the purple tie.
yeah, so what I'm going to do
Fancy.
is
But-
I want to invite everyone to the link above one last time. One last time. At any time today, you can just join the link above, guys, and we'll accept you into this group so you can find more out about the Pembroke City elections and more out about, in this case, Dave Dupont. Who's our candidate later on today that's coming on?
Corey Nagora, 12:30.
Corey Nagora's at 12:30.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. We want to shout out to everyone commenting. I'm going to be reading all the comments upon reopening this after our little intermission. So basically, we're going to take up to a 10-minute intermission here just to, I mean, one of us
Regroup.
There's three of us here. One of us is pregnant. One of us has to go to the washroom probably.
Actually, I'm all right for now.
I do. I have to go to the bathroom. All right. Awkward.
Not this time.
Hello, Facebook Live viewers, and thank you for tuning back in. After that intermission, we're all ready to resume your questions on Rubber Chicken Circuit. I'm here, Max Gower, here with my co-host Candace Lacroix Johnston and City Councillor of Pembroke, Ontario candidate David Dupont. And we are just going to pull up some questions off of the live feed Facebook group comments. Candace, do you have a good one for us?
Yeah, just scrolling through the comments, it was brought up about the one-way street in Pembroke, and I did want to talk about that because there's a lot of different opinions about it. A lot of people think it's going to generate more business. A lot of people think it's going to have the opposite effect. Geez, distraction, eh? But
Should we
anyway,
should we not try and generate business before we worry about that? Get more business downtown before we worry about it?
But the reason I'm for it is because
It's a good idea for sure.
you
yeah.
could accommodate more parking. Like in Golden, BC, where my dad lives, for example, it's not parallel parking like it is here, and you gotta admit, like I hate parallel. I got a Ram 1500 truck, and I am not about to try and parallel park that thing downtown Pembroke with the heavy traffic that runs through it. But anyways, in Golden, BC, they have like the diagonal parking. So you would pretty much just say, for example, you're going eastbound, you would just pull in and park diagonally, which would open up a lot more spots for.
But then they're backing into traffic, is that what you mean?
Well, yeah, I know that's true.
If I'm thinking what you're
But I mean, it works. I mean, it is manageable because I've seen it in small towns, and it does. It's just like I guess the big thing here is trying to make everybody happy.
But I guess if there's a one-way street, thinking like Nelson Street and Pembroke Street, so then more businesses could open on Nelson Street and make that to be a bigger hub too.
Yeah.
That way it would be good for sure.
Yes.
Right now, all the businesses are sort of trying to stay good downtown, but maybe we could move more businesses on Nelson Street and make a ring road take.
Oh, I see what you're talking about, closer to the water.
Yes, I could. There is stuff there now, but maybe there could be more stuff if the flow of traffic goes right. Yeah.
No, I see what you mean. I don't know. We're still talking about roads, and I don't know how like I like the idea of one way, but some people are saying it just wouldn't work. And what are some of our Facebook viewers right now? There's not too many right now, but can we get on the conversation about roads right now? We're going to resume the question reading, but what are some of the reasons that people think we can't do the one-way street idea? Because I've heard some actually pretty good reasons why not as well. I was interested in having it done myself as well, but right now I'm trying to share this, trying to get more viewers, and trying to read some comments, and some questions. But yeah, I like the idea of it being safer to park and safer to ride bicycles downtown Pembroke. So would a one-way street on Main Street and then another one-way street down Lake Street?
Yeah.
Would that be what we're looking at? Would that be better for cyclists? Would that be better for strollers and families and parking? So that's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to get back into the group, back in to see all these comments from our viewers. There's been yeah. While we're waiting for some comments specifically on the roads, see if we get any of that. I want to go back and honor everyone that has been watching and everyone that's been tuning in. Read some of the comments in general. These positive. There's 76 comments, so we have to read some of these.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
While we're waiting for comments about the roads,
Exactly.
can we make sure we got all the questions that have been answered so far?
Yes. Why won't my feed trail back far enough?
Oh.
It's strange. I just don't have the friendliest cell phone. I'll just use Turcotte Media's device. Thank you. It's still, yours doesn't go back that far.
Oh, here we go. Here's
Okay.
a good question, J-Man. Thank you. Would you back crossing guards in school zones? This is actually a comment.
Definitely.
Yes, it came up in the group
It
there
should never have been
yesterday.
taken away in the first place.
No, absolutely not. And it's very busy.
Our children's safety have to come first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, and there doesn't seem to be anybody opposed to that. But why did they get rid of it in the first place? Is it
I don't
funding?
know.
Is it?
I remember my kids were in grade school when they took it out. I don't know what the reasoning was for it. I don't know. But
Yeah, I don't know either. I thought they had a cross guard on Mary Street just a few years ago. Or no, sorry, no.
I think it's
I'm
been years
thinking
and years ago.
Yeah, it's definitely before my time.
But that should be something that has to come back.
Yes. I'm glad we're still talking about roads and talking about crossing guards.
Yes.
There has been some comments. J-Man says you have to create businesses on Lake Street as well if you plan to do the one-way street idea, because right now Lake Street's more of
I
a...
think that's what I just said.
And so he's agreeing with you,
Yeah.
and I agree with you too. So now I'm thinking, I'm flip-flopping, but I'm thinking, and bike lanes as well. Keith Banks says we need bike lanes
Yes,
as
I
we redo
agree.
the roads.
Don't get me started
Yes,
with that.
I'd love to see the one-way streets. So
Yes.
there are people tuning in right now. They're worth reading their comments. They're saying, I
Bike
agree,
lanes,
one-way
something that we
streets.
did to save in Ottawa though, where the bikes and the cars are interchanging, which is causing troubles.
Yes.
But you can't go. I'm sorry, man. I'm just gonna say you can't not support bike lanes. I'm sorry. There's got to be bike lanes somewhere.
Actually, bike lanes.
Yeah.
I see a lot of stuff from Ottawa.
Yeah, it's
where
hard.
cars are having issues with the bikes.
It's worse in Toronto.
I don't know about Toronto.
Yeah, my brother's in Toronto. He rides a bike there.
Yeah.
Sam Gower, what's up, brother? I hope you're tuning in. We like to compare Pembroke City to other cities. Belleville, Ontario, where Tim, who's one of the producers of this show, resides. So there's lots of similarities with
And
the
my daughter.
water. Pardon?
And my daughter.
And Loyalist College, where your daughter's going. A lot of similarities because we have Algonquin College, waterfront campus. Do you want to talk on? Well, wait. We're all good for one-way streets. I think everyone that's watching right now, and everyone that's in this room, is starting to think about one-way streets being a really great
But
idea.
Nelson Street would have to generate more businesses,
Yes.
which was good. It'd be like two main
There you
streets then, and that's
So
it can't be wrong two main streets.
yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on.
Speaking of which, roads and bridges, J-Man, again, he's got a really good point. So we have 8 bridges inside the city, which connects Pembroke's east and west sides, but it also connects Laurentian Valley, and they must use our bridges and roads to get from one side to the other. So should we ask our neighbors for help with these repairs, like, for example, the Boundary Bridge that was recently worked on? I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I can't see a lot of Laurentian Valley people really opting into that. Personally,
If we
what's your
own the
take?
bridge, we have to fix it, basically. If the city of Pembroke Bridge,
But
Yeah.
then it brings to light the partnership between the two as well. You know what I mean? We use
well, we
their
have to start a friendship first.
yeah.
Right now, from what I understand, there's a lot of bickering going on between townships.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Maybe if we get an open friendship with the other townships, we can work something else out. Right now, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, but see, I think because there's, you know, this whole jurisdiction and everything, I think that it would probably, I think that it would personally really benefit both Laurentian Valley and Pembroke to combine as a partnership. Because if you think about it, LCBO,
Yes.
Walmart, all Pembroke people use those.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
in other words, the rest of the valley is kicking our butt right now.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
They are. Not to mention
So maybe it's time for us to suck up the rest of the valley and try and.
there's a marijuana facility going into Laurentian Valley.
So maybe it's time
At
for
this
us
moment.
to start sucking up the rest of the valley.
Yeah, well, they seem
Get the
to.
teamwork going with them.
They're evolving a lot quicker than we are, and
Yeah.
so is Petawawa. So
Well, Petawawa is really blossoming.
Yeah.
And that's another thing we should do is
we need to get on board.
get.
So who has the most beautiful downtown core though? Pembroke. Pembroke. Sorry.
Sorry, I'd say Petawawa.
Petawawa? What?
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Cleaner.
Because they
cleaner
don't really
at times.
have-
Fast food. This is fast food for all the troops. It's
Yeah.
a lunch spot. Petawawa is beautiful.
It's clean though.
But
Petawawa-
Petawawa doesn't really have a downtown core
No.
per se, like Pembroke.
I just
Pembroke can
find
relate
it-
to Renfrew.
I just find it clean.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, you
Petawawa
don't
is
get
well kept.
If it's just me, and I find the flowers, everything looks nice.
Yes.
Well, shout out
definitely.
to Petawawa Parks
It's a lot
and
of
Recreation. Petawawa, the city, town of Petawawa, and Petawawa Parks and Recreation
Very,
staff.
very nice.
team.
And Pembroke is getting there. The downtown core is getting nice. Like they're doing a good
We've
job.
got a great team here too. We've just got a lot more to combat against because when you look at like the military community, there is more financing these upgrades,
But there's lots of military living in Pembroke too.
and so we need to upgrade here too. You're right. So
Yeah.
you know how there's a north side base and a south side base? We
Why-
should have
why
a
can't
Pembroke
we-
side base and
Why
have
can't we probably be part of that too?
more facilities here that are invested in by the
Again, KISS.
PSP. We would.
Yes, exactly. That was an idea that Corey Ngor brought up.
Is it?
Actually, credits to him. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he talked about a partnership, and it does make sense. Like I said, I don't know the logistics. I imagine, well, we'll talk to him later on about that, but it would be nice to look further into that, see if that is a possibility, because then at least we can start evolving like Petawawa, because Petawawa has
Well,
been,
if we pool our
booming.
funding between Pembroke, Petawawa, Rancho Valley,
yeah,
I think it could be great what could happen in this area.
I know, it'd be nice if we could all unite like that.
Like, there's no reason why we can't be friends with Petawawa, Rancho Valley, or even Pontiac. Like, geez.
Oh, for sure.
Why
Yeah.
can't we be
Why
friends?
do we all have to be separated?
Yeah.
Anybody want to comment that? Keith Banks has
Whitewater's got a beautiful area. If we teamed up with Whitewater, get something going for rafting to Pembroke.
Yeah, that would be
Could
nice.
Pembroke not sponsor Whitewater rafting and get something going there with
Yeah.
the city of Pembroke local?
I'll
Yeah,
look at
you're
Whitewater
talking about reaching
Brewery.
out, communities helping communities.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing against that.
Like
No.
Whitewater is a great thing in the Forest Falls area, Beachburg area.
Too bad we can't have like all the municipalities come together and create this huge event where it's like get Brian Abdallah on board with.
Why could it not be?
He
there's
seems
no
to be
reason why
great
we
with
can't be.
organizing huge events too.
Like
you know,
Coffee
like,
gets some pretty good shows on, but we could go one step higher.
oh well, yeah, and I can see that. It's just we got to work together as a partnership and somehow
Like I know
unite.
back years ago, Snapstock was getting some good bands in there.
Yeah, they were. They were.
Snapstock was doing good. Why can Pembroke, Rancho Valley, Whitewater, anybody get something really super big going in this area?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want downtown Pembroke to be an arts town. I want it to be like its own Hollywood where we do
Walk
like
of Fame?
these festivals.
Because
we're talking
Pembroke
about,
does have lots of
events.
talent.
I feel it is
Arts-
going in the
Arts
direction.
community. It's an arts and musician community, and we need to raise the value of those things in this town.
Do we
that's-
promote our own talent? Pembroke, I thought the talent,
Exactly.
we don't want to promote it.
So wait, how do we
Karaoke night at the Lassie Live.
exactly?
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's great. No,
Yeah.
Baston does a great job with karaoke. The Grind will be looking at getting their karaoke coming back in, and all sorts of things. Church Street as well, activities for students and youth. But yes, how do we promote our local talent so that they can actually grow, not being able, but to grow in the
Well, that's again where
industries and
Sam was doing good
take
with
those
that.
extra steps.
He had this few big bands coming in, but all the rest of it was all small talent. They're not small talent, local talent.
Yeah.
And they gave them exposure, gave everybody exposure. It was
Yeah,
really good.
for sure. I definitely think we
They're
should.
trying it again in Westmeath. There was a show, Nothing But Grace. That was a show, really good show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully we can get something started like that
I'm
again.
sure we
maybe.
can. I know enough connections too where we can get stuff like that going in Pembroke.
For sure. Well, hey, we're starting right now, right? We're talking about it. We're getting live viewers. And
I have a good question to even change the subject a bit that we haven't. I don't believe we touched on, but first I want to just skim through some comments. That we have here, none of them are bad. Don't worry. Old Railroad would be a good idea for a bike route. A J-man.
Is that not what it is now? I think they did a lot of work.
Well,
to it.
it's not quite paved, I don't believe. From an outside, Jan in here, I can't read the full name, but Jan Calhoun Miller, thanks for tuning in and thanks for commenting a few times with really positive feedback.
Definitely.
This one says, from an outside perspective, Pembroke does have a downtown core and waterfront with tons of potential. So she's touching on how positive a space we already have, and let's use that space. Mark, Petawawa would never ever work with Pembroke. They have such a big ego.
oh my god.
I love
Pembroke
it.
and Petawawa have always been huge rivals.
Yes to arts. Yes to arts.
But
Jan.
rivalry is good. A friendly rivalry never hurts.
Rivalry is great,
Yeah,
and I think
friendly
there's some
rivalry
good
never hurts.
competition
No,
already
definitely not.
fostered.
Have the
Jan.
competition too, put the best show on.
Yeah.
Pembroke and Petawawa.
Yeah. Well, I used to go to General PNA High School. Oh yeah, when the Pembroke teams would come into town, it was like, yeah, man, we're gonna do this, we're gonna, do that. I'm trying to keep everything so.
But a friendly rivalry is
But
always good.
It is. It's healthy. It's definitely healthy. But I really think that we need to unite a little more. But
again, the rivalry is good. Even.
for sure. Hey, people love drama, right?
Yeah, speaking of drama,
Yeah.
well, Jan C. Miller says yes to the arts. So praise Jesus, Jan. The arts is here and it's here to stay. So Jan, reach out to us if you're interested in reaching out to
I
church.
know I see you start saying
Definitely.
that.
Oh, arts. Well, we're gonna we might get you Dan on here, like Ellen DeGeneres' talk show, right?
Yeah.
So no, J-Man says government agencies. Oh, he's asking government agencies. Would you be willing into getting government agencies federally to come to Pembroke to create jobs because we need jobs? Oh, he's asking you. Would you be willing to get federal government agencies to come to Pembroke to create more jobs? So I guess.
Why not?
So like what, Corrections Canada? As an
We do
example?
everything we have to do to get work for Pembroke.
Let's turn into whatever we need to make.
If I have to go kiss Mr. Trudeau's butt, I guess I have to do that too.
Oh, will you? Will you? Man? Well, you're not. Good thing you're not running for federal or for provincial. I'm just kidding. I don't know anything. Spread the word. Oh, replying to John. Spread the word on arts. This is an arts community. This is an arts.
Well, then
And
that's
music and
we have
media
to promote
center.
our own talent.
Let's
I
do it.
and I do have a little bit to add to that too. Janice Cafe, when it was open. When it was open, she did great with
It's still
promoting
open.
local. Well, it is. She's just partnered with her
As
husband
long
now.
as you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Are they still doing the same thing? I haven't.
They
been,
have so much talent going in through Janet and Carrie's Bar and Grill. They do breakfast. They do everything they were doing but combined, and it's a great spot for the nightlife. Great spot for live music. I'm having my birthday party there.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
When's your
19,
birthday?
I'm 19. I know I look.
Yeah,
it's not
geez.
until December 1st, but it's an open invite, obviously. But we're having a live band in there, a surprise band,
Cool.
and I know we're supporting local talent, but this band's from out of town. But it's a secret.
That's right.
It's a secret.
When we got
You're
married,
invited.
when Mike and I got married, we promoted all local. We got married down at the chapel at the marina, and they donated it. Like we didn't have to pay anything, which was wonderful. And then we went to the Courtyard Bistro, which was still very new. We were actually their first wedding. So we went there for the reception. They did great with serving the guests dinner and stuff like that. Food was like amazing. Really good reviews. And then when we were finished that, we dragged the crowd down to Lasso Live, and and I went in my dress, trashed my dress, like dragged it all over spit and smokes and all sorts of things on the road. We're getting honks, you know, like, it was really good. It was good. It was a good booster. Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was great to like promote the local businesses, you know, and we ended up partying into the night at Last You Live. They were extremely accommodating. It was so awesome. Jocelyn, the owner of the Courtyard Bistro, she had she played a song over her speaker system, so we had our first dance right in her restaurant. It was beautiful, and yeah, she accommodated us for speeches and Last Two Live, they played a song for us too. So him and I were doing it, and everybody just kind of sat on the sidelines and just let us kind of have our moments. And then everybody, and I threw my bouquet at Last Two Live, and all these women are lined up behind me, and like, oh my God, what a fury though! Like they're like, that's mine. And, like the bouquet of flowers, they were like just like.
That's a voucher for him to care.
I didn't realize the competition, but like there was like massive competition in that. Yeah. When I looked behind, I swear to God, they were like snarling and like biting each other. It was really tense. Yes. I was like, holy crap. So, anyway, so it was wonderful to be able to like use our wedding coming together and bringing the city, J-Man, you hear that? City, not the town, city. See, I'm catching on. He always tried to correct me. He was always like, it's not a town, it's a city. Okay, I get it. It's just that, you know, it's got the nice small town feel. At least it did before they got rid of the damn dam. But anyway, sorry, there it is again. Ah!
Bring it still there is. Come and say it.
Bitter.
Yeah.
We'll go change ourselves to the damn dam.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to weddings in the Ottawa Valley. I was a wedding DJ with Maximum of Entertainment for almost 2 years, and I did it for almost 3 years here. And I saw a little snapshot. I got out of the industry because like it takes a strong, dedicated entrepreneur to be involved in the industry. But let's talk about weddings in the Ottawa Valley because we're talking about tourism, and that's kind of almost like we're talking about events. The marina. And where you got married down by the school, yeah. 2 great waterfront locations to get married outside. And then think about having your wedding downtown Pembroke. It is a beautiful downtown core, especially over by like restaurants like the Nook and Jane and Carrie's. And these restaurants are willing to accommodate, you know, so much, like because it's such a vibrant and tight-knit community still as a city. So absolutely, we have an announcement to make that crazy beautiful. Decor and crazy beautiful dresses is moving downtown Pembroke, and I'm just making that announcement because I walked by and I saw the dresses in there, and it just adds that much more professional, elegant fanciness to the downtown, which we're already seeing. So it's just another great business moving in. So thank you to that family.
We're gonna get more downtown.
Yes, we're getting more. And what you're saying is when you touch on, and let's go back to this for a second because we have the time. When you touch on a house, sometimes, and I'll touch on it, when downtown looks dirty, when there's too much loitering, we called it. Mm-hmm. In general, let's just call it all loitering. When there's loitering and it doesn't feel safe or comfortable for young people or elderly people to walk downtown and shop, the kind of people that want to go and buy a wedding dress from the new shop coming down, or that want to
go to elderly people. I don't think most young kids, but I think it's the elderly ladies I get the place from.
Sure. And so you have to recognize those complaints, but we had a comment in here that says, you tell them, Max, remind them how great the grind does in this community. So we need to support the grind, and then we also need to support, like, we need to lead by example, so that if the downtown is looking so fancy and ritzy, because it really is, all these new businesses are very much the black and white.
The storefronts are beautiful.
The storefronts are so beautiful downtown, and it makes and even though they're putting less into the budget for flowers, they're actually doing just as good. The flowers look beautiful downtown.
They do, yeah.
The trees. I love doing my video logs on YouTube, downtown Pembroke, and getting shots of downtown Pembroke. It looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. Let's raise the value, and let's definitely recognize that things are being done right now. And with every new business that moves in and makes that commitment to improve downtown Pembroke by paying their bills and running a business there, we need to do our best to lead by example, and maybe like volunteerism, like as a city councillor, it's opening your eyes to more of the needs of the city. Do you think that it will put you, even though your time will be so dedicated to your family first and the city second, would you be out there volunteering at these events? Would you be out there volunteering?
I'd love to, yeah.
with the grunts and with actually doing some work and like getting out there.
That's one of the things that got me into this. Like, I went to one of these cleanups in the cleanup neighborhood with my dog.
Recently.
Oh,
That was a few years ago, and I wouldn't do it again.
Good. Yeah, they really.
And I really had a bad taste with it. When we get there in the morning and all the ties are around for their talk and media thing, and when the work started, they all left.
Really?
And so the kids and I, we all cleaned up garbage, but never seen any councillors or anybody big shots that were there for photo op do any work.
Yeah, maybe more promoting, advertising.
So
or
it gave me a bad taste in my mouth for that. And
yeah.
And there was a great attendance at this year's cleanup, but I know that it could have been threefold. It could have been 3 times more people there. And so, yes, promoting as a city councillor, just the fact that you're willing to come out here on camera on Facebook Live, and all of the other city councillors that are watching right now that have been emailing Candace and I, like, thank you for being transparent and being willing to promote. This is promoting the city of Pembroke right now because we're talking about the city of Pembroke. And so, yes, we need to promote in advance these events where people are getting together to volunteer their time and clean up the streets of Pembroke of trash and the marina area and the river.
And what's wrong with our I even made a comment the other day about us getting together, filling potholes. So that's a big thing.
Yes, the potholes.
Chance and I talked about that when I first.
Like I don't even have an issue with that. I know some councillors wouldn't do it, but I have no issue going out and throwing. I've done it before. I worked construction for a lot of years.
Yeah.
We're getting paid by the city anyway. Might as well do some work.
How do you fill a pothole? Because everyone talks about the potholes since
Cold patch or hot patch. It's easy, isn't it?
Okay. And then,
Yeah, but see, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, you're filling it with asphalt. Why not just fix the road instead of just bandaging it? You know what I mean?
They're not. Even with that scratch and grind they're doing now, it's a band-aid. It works. It's gonna be good for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big expense to fix the road right, and I don't know.
I know it's a big expense.
I don't think it's gonna happen until we get serious business in this town.
they have been working on as you're driving in past Subway there, have they? Is that not all really nice?
It's not done. It's scratched. It's peeled. It's all, but they didn't fix underneath the roads.
And someone brought up to me before I stepped out of the campaign, Max, you need to address the pothole issue, but you need to address it sensibly because, and then they touch on this, that the ground in the Ottawa Valley, the earth shifts differently.
Yes.
So we have more potholes building up than the average Ontario city, maybe?
It can be fixed, but it's a big expense to fix it. And I realize that too. It is a big expense that I don't think the city is ready to do, and I don't think I can be done right now.
Yeah.
The way the city is right now. I think we could change 4 or 5 years from now if we keep building on it from now and get some serious industries here.
About money.
The clay is a huge issue.
It can be fixed. Anything can be fixed.
Yeah. But it just might cost more. That's
It costs
the
more.
biggest
The
issue.
scratch is stiff stuff like all. It's not the right word for it. It works. It patches up. It looks good.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna last.
No, and that's the thing. Like, just.
But if we get a big factory that hires 300 people, get the tax base in Pembroke, there'll be more money coming in, and I think there'll be more money to fix the roads right. At least the main roads right.
Whatever happened? Because I know when Mike LeMay was elected, I think one of his plans was to put a Costco in, was it not?
Ooh.
There's been rumors about that for a while too,
But was that Mike?
Good idea.
Was that Mike LeMay's
I
idea?
really don't know. There's so much.
Because they wanted to put it into
I heard it's going to the LEMDF plan.
up towards Irving. They wanted
okay,
to put it away. I believe so, yeah. But I think a construction company is there now. Well, at least parking their trucks and things like that. But I think that's where they want to break ground.
Stinson's in there.
Yes.
Yes, Stinson's in there, yes.
Yeah, but I think that's where they want it. Anyway, Costco would be great. I don't know how much business it would generate, but it's kind of hard to say with.
I love that question, Mark. Can I just ask this question?
Yeah, do it.
Mark, Dave, how would you promote Pembroke to a national level? So I think that means, like you keep saying, outside investors.
Well, that's basically we have to go outside of Pembroke, into.
I know how. It's the media and the arts. It is. It's going back to that. How do you promote? You need video footage of Pembroke being awesome.
But then we have to go
Yeah.
to these companies and say what we're offering and make the offer so good that they can't say no. If we go to, I keep saying Toyota, whatever, but whatever. If we go to the factory and give them an offer they can't say no to put a factory here, maybe they'll do it.
Yes.
They gotta make an offer that they cannot say no to.
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the old, whatever.
So you're
Do
gonna
whatever it has to take.
mafioso style into the government. No, I like it though. You're right. An offer they can't refuse. An offer that's so good for them and so good for us in
Yeah.
employment here.
Well, anything for us right now. Anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what company it is, whatever. Somebody's got to come in big.
Is this what you're talking about, Mark? Who's probably still watching? Mark, is that Shore or Share? Mark, is this what you mean by the national level, bringing in outside investors and outside companies to root up here and give us more jobs? And then that's what I think he means.
Would it not be nice to have people actually coming to Pembroke to work rather than Pembroke people going other places? Everybody needs Pembroke to go to work. Let's change that statistic and get people from Ottawa or Toronto coming to Pembroke to work.
Yeah. Because right now it's the opposite. Is
Everybody's
happening.
leaving Pembroke. I tell you what, my dog's leaving. They can't say that. She won't come back.
Yeah.
So, we're good. Yeah.
Let's get something big here to attract people from Toronto, Ottawa, wherever.
I agree.
Get
Well,
to come in.
I think the partnership between municipalities coming together, and then we could all kind of put our money in towards making some big event. Like, I know there's a lot of bridges to cross to get to that point, but that I think is what's going to really put us back on the map. You know what I mean? Like, we need to.
Well, right now
We're not
on the
standing
map.
out. We're not standing out at all right now, except for our crime rates. Our crime rates. Are
Don't mention that.
making
That's
us
bad. Can't say that.
But
Well, she's not running.
yeah,
I
can say whatever you want.
that's true.
I can probably say whatever I want, but you can't.
I went for 5
You're
votes.
saying-
2
That's
votes.
statistics. That's statistics. That's not me talking. That's
No,
just
you're not judging the city. The city
no,
is so
absolutely
beautiful.
not. It's
The crime rate is directly related to poverty, drugs, social issues, mental health issues.
yeah.
That's all it is. It's just a
So let's
reflection
make
of
the
people's
host state
suffering.
better and get people working.
Yeah, working hard, but also like we need love.
Economical issues.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I can just cut pound to get chance, no problem.
We will hold you to that at the grind if you want. We need entertainment. We need entertainment. Fill that stage. Fill the seats.
Any other questions there, guys? Come forward.
Yeah, guys,
Maybe that's John Candy here.
we're going to be wrapping this up presumably fairly soon. We've been going for over an hour, and after intermission, where we can only go so long, but we want to get all the questions out that you have. So right now is your chance to get in those last minute questions. Anyone that we haven't gotten to your question and you're really eager, you can retype it, and we might see it again here. We will see it again. So retype your question if we haven't already asked it. Oh, here we go. Well, I think we already touched on this, but are you going to promote cannabis stores in the downtown sector after October 17th to promote independent, locally owned business? So they're talking about independent cannabis stores, not the LBCO ones that they were talking about.
Oh
before.
yeah,
So
but I think that
mom and
was
pop shop. That was.
Kathleen Wynn's idea, was it not? Now that's yeah, I
I don't
know.
think they do that. It just has to be regulated, doesn't it?
I don't know, because I think ever since
Independent shops is where.
I think changed.
Ken King, thanks for the question, Ken.
Yeah.
My opinion on this, and maybe we can generate a discussion based on my opinion here, as someone who no longer uses what was involved in the obviously underground industry as in my youth, and
We all were.
so we can all talk on that. Is that going over to Buddy's house and this and that can be destructive and lead you into other behaviors, going to drug dealers. I believe the great thing about it being legalized is that it could curb underground behavior, give more money to our cities, give more money to our government. But what I'm trying to say is I didn't believe that LCBOs should be the only place where you would sell marijuana, because then those people that are used to the underground consuming of it are going to keep doing that. I don't think they're going to want to go into LCBOs. I think they want mom and pop shops. They want to go to the reserves, or they want mom and pop shops, brand loyalty. They want to go to a shop where they feel loved and they can chat about things. And I don't think at the LCBO you're going to talk about the different strains, and people who smoke marijuana are invested in a culture. They're invested in a culture. So Ken, great question. But what do you think based on all this? Because you don't have that much experience in it.
No,
that's been a while. But since you were a youth, I'm saying.
Yeah, since I had hair.
Yeah, right. Me too.
No, maybe not in the downtown core. We're trying to clean up the downtown core.
But here's my theory on it. I think that right now, at this moment, people are driving 45 minutes outside of town to go to Golden Lake.
Yeah.
Why not generate those customers to come in, because here's the thing. If there is a mom and pop shop downtown, you're going to get these people wanting to come in, buy the marijuana. They're going to be like, well, we've parked 2 or 3 blocks away already. Why don't we just have dinner? Why don't we do dinner or get a milkshake at the Giggling Goats? Or it's going to promote more business.
Marijuana is coming. It's coming. Nothing we can do about it. It's on its way here. So I guess we get the tax dollars from it. Yeah.
I think it would generate more profit for the local
There's
businesses.
nothing we can do about it. It's on its way here. It's coming. Let's make money off it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I do think that people are going to have their opinions, but at the same time, there's a lot of
people with opinions
millennials.
all did it.
Hey?
People with opinions all did it.
Yes.
I'm no angel. I did it.
But it's growing. Like apparently in Niagara Falls, they have these mom and pop shops all downtown, and there's so many people that just come for that.
Can they regulate it though? That's what I'm worried about now with all the stuff that they're putting in it now.
I'm sure that would be a good question.
Like I'd like to know how it's regulated to make sure it's safe. I'm really scared now about the stuff they're putting in the marijuana.
Andrew Plummer had some a good thread of conversation there the other day about that.
Like I don't know much about it, but they're even putting something in the marijuana now that's really bad.
Well, this is another reason to promote mom and pop shops, and because it keeps those drugs off.
Multi-conversation.
But you know what I mean? Those laced drugs come from private dealers. So if we were to promote,
there'll always be private dealers.
There will always be. But
because
why
they're going to be able to sell it cheaper than the mom and pop stores.
No, that's not true.
You don't think so?
No, it's very comparable. It's the same price.
Okay, I didn't
I think it's like $10 a gram, and that's comparable.
So it's been like that for years then.
It's no more expensive than it is with the private dealers right now.
All right.
And that's to promote the business to come to the mom and pop.
So as long as it's safe, I have no issue with it.
Yeah. Well, and it's gonna
I can know it's open and enjoy it. It's not going to hurt anybody.
I believe the mom and pop shops are only allowed to sell products that have been
the gummy bear stuff I've seen online.
The gummy bears.
Gummy bears.
Well, no, I've seen that stuff for putting the weed in these. I'd be worried about the kids getting all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I don't want to shop downtown.
Yeah,
Pembroke.
there's vacuum seals.
I don't want these.
It would be the same as a pack of cigarettes.
It's just so easy to conceal, but so if
they put 19 plus.
But if my 13-year-old son in downtown Pembroke hanging out with his friends at the skate park, who I'm cool with doing that. If I had a 13-year-old son, he's only 2 right now. But if
he'll get there fast.
If he's downtown Pembroke at this awesome skate park skating with his buddies, that's great. But if he's 13, right, and if his 20-year-old buddy, because the older kids, let's say kids, hang out there too.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It says, hey, just like when I got beer in high school. Hey, it's just like, hey man, like if he's 13 and he's pressured, or if he wants to do that, he's going to give money to the older student. The older student's going to go into the shop right downtown where, let's say, Buddy's is right now. That's a great shop that sells T-shirts and stuff, but they also sell marijuana.
Yeah, it's another opportunity for youth, but at the same time, it's happening right now with alcohol.
We've all done it, though. I can't say that.
I just think that the gummy bears, though, I'm nitpicking here, but the gummy bears to me is cool. Like I get it. You're not smoking. It's probably healthier, but then. I keep finding stories about with the edibles, they're taking too much, and it's making people fall asleep and even vomit from greening out, as they call it. You can't really overdose from marijuana too easily, I hear, but I know that. So right in the middle of the day at the skate park, a 13-year-old kid takes a big gummy bear, and it's just not cool. It's not going to do him any good. He's gonna fall asleep under the sun and feel all burnt out, and he's going to be able to conceal that because he's not smoking, he's not hiding drugs, he's just got this gummy bear. You can't tell what that is. And so I like having those things at right now at the medical facilities or on reserves or things where you have to drive out there or walk out of the school zones in the downtown cores. But you know what? This is way bigger than just Pembroke. This is going to be new. This is going to be so new for everyone.
It's going to be a learning curve for everybody.
I mean, Toronto's had downtown shops for a while.
But I definitely see where your concern is, because my son is going to be 12 this year. You know, he's already kind of getting a little curious about things like that. And so, I can definitely relate in regards to that.
But at least they're not walking down to Buddy's house and buying weed
that could potentially be laced with fentanyl.
Or just, well, the guy that deals the weed
Yeah.
sometimes also deals coke or speed or hash or other drugs. It's a gateway drug because of where you walk into those environments. So if we take it out of that environment, and you're right, honestly, if there's a shop downtown, it's still better than whoever, my kids, walking down into some sketchy trap house and getting into contact with other drugs if they're going to do that. I'd rather them have that instead of alcohol, but I prefer them have none of that and not have the easy access. And I wish the culture didn't promote it so much. I wish it was more of a medical thing where you waited until you had those anxiety needs, or it was more of a so when it's just done recreationally, like does it, a lot of people smoke it daily, chronically, all day, every day.
That's
Yeah.
That's
good for some
addiction.
people, yes.
Sorry.
It's a dependency. It's not even so much that the body gets addicted, because the body doesn't get addicted, but you do become dependent because it's psychoactive.
And it's great. It's better. I'm sure it's better. I'm sure it's better than most medications for many of the reasons that it's prescribed. So I'm sure I'd rather it be prescribed for veterans with PTSD, for an example, because it's a really good example. It's been proven to work for that. So yes, I'm not against that, but I am against my youth growing up getting into the habit sooner than later of the slothfulness that comes with just constantly feeling that.
But at the same time, your argument, I know you say, well, if we put a mom and pop shop downtown, it could just, this 13-year-old gives a 19-year-old money to go and get. Really, I mean, the 19-year-old might drive too, and drive to the local.
No, you're right.
I
was nitpicking, but I think it's all about branding. When you see the McDonald's M and you drive by it, every time you see it, you want to go in there.
Yeah.
If I got a mom and pop shop downtown and I have a tendency to get involved in that culture, or I'm a young guy who's been watching a cool movie, it's just like, it's right in front of my face every day now on my way to school, and it's just the shop's called like Skunk Monkey or something, and it's just like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And it's so urban, it's so catchy, and the marketing just catches you, and that's what marijuana companies are doing right now, especially the ones that are sold not as medical products. Marketing is really catchy to all the young people, skateboard. So it's gonna curb underground behavior, but it's not gonna reduce consumption of marijuana, that's for sure.
No, you're right. You're right about that. I do see both sides of the coin. I definitely do.
Yeah, but we're getting into other details. Let's find out if we have more questions coming up that we just can't not address. We only have half an hour before our other guest comes, so we can really conclude this pretty much any time. But let's end on a really good note and not on a marijuana note. Which is we could do that. Yeah, no, don't have any of that in the studio.
Mark did
My landlord's watching.
Host are doing too much talking, so I think people want to hear, obviously more from you. So maybe we'll just let you.
Host doing too much. That's one guy that thinks that, but he's right. This is all about you and your campaign. Mark obviously wasn't watching an hour and a half ago, so let's go over your campaign again and your core beliefs about the city before we tune out.
My core beliefs are we have to make the city affordable to live in. That's right now. Our kids, our youth are leaving Pembroke and not coming back. Let's get people coming to Pembroke to work. Do whatever we have to attract people to come to Pembroke. I believe lowering taxes will do that. Attracting more businesses to Pembroke. To get people from Ottawa, Toronto coming to Pembroke to work. Let's team up with the Red Valley, Petawawa, Vaughan. I don't care who. Make this whole area great.
I agree.
That's my bottom line. I want to see Pembroke be better. As a kid, in Pembroke, it was fun to go downtown. Now I don't find it fun. And it's time to bring some more life in here. Get the jungle tables out, the heart of the valley, heart of the city. Let's do it.
Amen.
Let's give Pembroke a heart transplant. Let's keep going.
Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, folks. Well, Candace, any final remarks from you?
No.
Just stay positive.
Stay positive.
Stay positive.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Dave. Thanks for coming in. Dave Dupont, everyone, running for City Council of Pembroke. If you just tuned in, there's like an hour and a half at least of content for you to catch up on. And we didn't do all the talking, Candace and I. Dave did a great job. Thank you for being the first candidate in here. You really set the president.
Set the bar pretty low.
Well, you volunteered over 2 hours of your time to come in here and deliver your campaign. We thank you for getting the ball rolling, and we have other candidates now watching that are now interested in doing this because they see you doing it. So thank you.
And I'm here for you guys. Bottom line, I'm here to be your voice. I grew up in the like me is going to be your voice.
Yes. Dave Dupont, everyone.
Passion.
Hardworking, classic, blue collar, everyday Joe here trying to represent the city of
You're the
Pembroke.
purple guys. You're all like
All right. Right on. And just if people want to find out more about you, do you have a Facebook page tag?
Facebook page, vote Dupont for Pembroke Council.
Vote Dupont for Pembroke Council is
Vote
his
Dupont.
Facebook page. We'll tag that Facebook page somewhere here in the comments and in the description of the video. And we hope that you follow along by reversing and just watching all of his content and finding out exactly why you should vote Dave Dupont for Pembroke City Council. Thank you very much. This has been Rubber Chicken Circuit, first episode.